What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. On this episode of Coffee and Van Chats, we chat with world champion Chloe Dygert. I'm really excited for this episode because I got to spend some time traveling with Chloe, racing the track, and yeah, we chat everything from racing in Europe all the way to our love for cookies. Also, huge thanks to the sponsor of this week's episode, Orange Mud. Orange Mud is an endurance adventure company that makes hydration packs to fit your running and cycling needs, so please check them out at orangemud.com. But other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Coffee and Van Chats. I'm here with Chloe Dygert, who's not only a world champion, but she is my friend. And that should be made very clear. But other than that, welcome, Chloe. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you? I'm so happy I get to see you.
I know it's been way too long. Like,
I know.
way too long. So like, what have you been doing? Because like I think everybody's been doing these like Zwift races and all that chaos. Have you been doing that as well?
A little bit. I guess I've been kind of off and on. I took a little break.
Yeah.
I did one Zwift race.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been off. I like hurt my foot, so I've been kind of chilling.
How do you hurt your foot? Like, what have you
Walking.
done? Walking. That is a very Chloe thing. It's just like mid-walk, injured foot, but yet still wins world championships. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, well, you know how bad my hips were when I totally beat you when we were in Minsk when we were running to the track and I won every time.
Yeah, I do remember that. But I made her run so hard that her hips cramped up. So at least I put a little bit of pressure on her in some regard. And she may have thrown a book bag at me in the process. So.
No, it was my helmet bag, and I dropped my backpack.
Oh, you dropped it. Yeah. So yeah. So what have you been doing for training though? Like,
well, I just started again. I rode with Kristen. So it's funny, like my foot's been hurt, right? My foot,
yeah.
And then I had food poisoning like 3 days ago. It's thrown up everywhere. It's gross. But anyway, so like I'm out riding, whatever. I'm doing my own thing, and then Kristen texts me. She's like, "Chloe, like you're riding too hard. You need to chill." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And so then she texts me yesterday, and she's like, "All right, let's go out for a ride." And we go out and literally ride the same exact as I would ride normally. And then it's like, what the heck? What's okay? So
no, so that's rad. So like, are you guys like are you guys getting ready for anything else, or is it just kind of like a matter of like, well, you know, the Olympics are being pushed, like it's just really just base miles? So
yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, who knows? Like, obviously, World Championships, Olympics are the goal. So like, you know, whatever comes before. Yeah. You know, but yeah, I mean, that's what we're focusing on now is just trying to, you know, act like we are planning on going to Worlds, get fit, race Worlds, and then
when's Worlds?
I don't know, but when she knows, obviously, she's good.
The reason why you have a coach, kids, is so your coach knows all your races.
Yeah, I kind of just, you know, go with the flow. But yeah, do that, and then, you know, the Paris-Roubaix race or whatever, Paris-Roubaix, whatever it's called, that is, they have a women's one this year in December or somewhere, November maybe. I don't know, but I got the okay to do it from her, so hopefully we'll do that one. But then, you know, Olympics. So.
Chloe on the cobbles. Is it the same distance, or do you not know it either? Like, you would have to ask her as well. It was just like,
but I mean, if it is ridiculously long, I'm not gonna do it. You know me, I don't do that.
All right. Well, so the big elephant in the room is the Olympics. Because obviously I tried to go to the Olympics and you were there watching me try to attempt with the guys, and we had so much fun traveling together. But obviously you're going to the Olympics. How is this like pushback affecting you? Because I know it's kind of affecting everybody differently.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it kind of goes back to like all my injuries, because it's like I literally get hurt or sick or something goes wrong like all the time. So I'm just so used to just like kind of going with the flow of any setback sort of thing. So like, it's actually kind of funny to me. I mean, obviously, like there are people that want to retire and like want to just move on with their lives. So I get and respect that. But for athletes that are like our age and that have qualified,
Yeah.
and are like crying and complaining that like, you know, like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. It's like, you literally, you know, no, I'm not taking it away. I get it. I understand. But it is, you know, it's just, it's funny to me that it's like, I mean, it's postponed. It's postponed for everybody. It's not just you, you know, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if it would affect anybody, it would be the people that were like guaranteeing their retirement, like
Right.
in a
For
couple
sure.
months. Because
Yeah.
I know there's some guys and some gals out there that were like, I'm gonna start my family. I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
job.
Oh no, for
like,
sure. But I mean, it's not just that too. It's, you know, I mean, there are some sports that like, I mean, the older you are, the harder it is. And it's like, I mean, not that it's that much time difference, but it is. It's like,
yeah,
you know, and I had talked to Kristen and it's like, you know, if that happened in Rio, there's no way she could have waited another couple months. It's just, you know, like for her age, it's like that was all she had. That's all she could commit to, you know? And so it's just, I understand. I get that part of it. But the fact, like athletes that are, you know, at the top of their level right now and still have many, 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 many years to go. And, you know, the older they get, the better they're going to be. And for them to start complaining and throwing a fit, you know, to me, that's just, it's ridiculous. And it's not fair to those who, you know, actually, you know, next year probably won't be the same as they are this year. You know, it just,
yeah.
how it is.
Yeah, because I think the first guy to retire, at least one of the only guys I saw retire, was like Eddie Dawkins. Like he just straight up was like, nope, I'm done. Like, yep, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So I've always known you to be a basketball player. So like during quarantine, are you balling right now?
You know, I'm not, just because, you know, like I literally was walking and like, yeah. So let's see what else happened. So I have a bad shoulder, right? So like, I mean, literally, I think I was grabbing my remote and like my shoulder just kind of like fell. So it's just, you know, things, I just can't really do many things anymore, but it's fine. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't think Gary would be really stoked if you just like went out there and balled some kids up and then got injured.
Speaking of Dare Bear, he called me today. I need to call him back later.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so me and Casey were actually out playing basketball like one of the first days of like in the like near the end of like our quarantine, and there were some kids out there and they're like, will you play us, you know, 3v3? And like I got blisters on the bottom of my feet that were like the size of pancakes. It was insane.
Oh yeah. Like the heat, wild. The pressure or the
yeah, like well, just like my foot sliding around in the shoe.
Sliding,
yeah, because I mean I wasn't wearing like basketball shoes. I think I was wearing like Brooks running shoes. And, like, it wasn't meant for that jostling. So
yeah. So, you know, I have all my basketball shoes. I got soccer shoes. I got like everything, but you know, I just can't use them. So they're just sitting there looking pretty in my shoecase.
Yeah. Well, right on. So like you haven't even like, you know, like with what's going on and all that craziness, you're still pretty motivated. So World Championships, I saw that article that came out where it was like you were thinking about what you could have done better. Like, what do you think now? What could you have done better?
So, you know, I've watched the clips, or I've seen a replay of it. There's a few lines I took that were wrong. You know, I mean, again, obviously, you know, it was in the moment, it was as hard as I could go. But it's like, you know, looking back, thinking back, it's like, what if I could have gone a little harder on the climbs? Like, what if I, you know, it's just.
You won by a minute and 40 seconds.
I don't care. Like, like I'm still annoyed. You know, like they say, oh, you would have been 11th in the men's, and it's like. I think I had the third fastest split, men or women, in the U23 men at halfway. And what's frustrating about that is obviously, you know, I'm not a climber, but for me to, you know, be third there and then drop off and be 11th in the men's, like that's really frustrating for me, you know? And I get, you know, conditions were different and stuff. I'm not taking away from that, whatever, but still, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm still frustrated about it, but it goes back to even Junior Worlds in 2015. Like, I won that race by over a minute too, the time trial. And there was 2 times I could tell you, like, 2 times specifically, I remember zoning out, and I'm so pissed about it, thinking back now. And like, it still frustrates me to no end. Like there's not one race
wild.
I'm satisfied with.
Yeah, that's just like wild to think about that. Like that is frustrating to you. Like you won a world title and like all you can think about is the 2 mistakes that you made when you like checked out. That's insane. But yeah, so speaking about the world championships, and you've won many, what is probably your most favorite memory of a world championship? Like what's your favorite world championship that you've ever won, road or track? Or is there like a few that are equal because it's like the team based and then the individual, like there comes with different vibes, I guess.
I mean, it's tough to say, and I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but I mean, and it sounds really shitty, I guess, to say it like this, but it's like, I mean, my first year racing, I won worlds, you know, so it's such an expectation for me to win now that like.
I don't think that sounds shitty. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel bad saying it, but it's like, it's such an expectation that if I don't win, I don't, you know, it's not the pressure, it's not what I care what other people think. It's more like, why didn't I win? Like,
yeah,
you know, and I mean, I have to say I'm probably the most pleased with the time trial in Yorkshire, but only because I'm, you know, in the track, if I'm not healthy, like I can kind of play with it. You know, I have teammates, I have, you know, it's only 3 minutes, only 4 minutes, whatever. But, you know, for the road, 2 years prior, I went to world championships and, you know, I had the hip injury and so I wasn't training and I went into it unfit and, you know, got fourth, and how frustrating that was. And, you know, having the concussion, and then I had a knee surgery, and then, you know, coming back last year and just really struggling through the year, and then going to world championships and like being able to finally just be where I should be, healthy and everything. It was satisfying. It wasn't so much the win was special. It was just satisfying to be able to do a race finally where I should be, you know?
I get you. It's like everything's kind of in a row. Like all your ducks are in a row and you're ready to go. Rad. No, that makes sense. So that all being said, like that's probably why you don't bunch race, is because of the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a scary thought for me.
Like, just like jumping into a bunch race. Because you'll jump into a road race, no questions asked. But on the track, it's just
on the track. Yeah, no, not today. No. I mean, I would do it. And honestly, like, I'm so competitive. Like, there was, you know, because the Paris-Roubaix race or whatever, people go, oh, yeah, you could do it, you know, blah, blah, blah. It'd be great because, you know, whatever, that'd be your specialty, stupid, whatever. But I've had some people tell me that I couldn't do it because it'd break me or it'd be too hard for me. And now it's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it's, you know, same thing.
That almost makes me wonder who's telling you that it would break you. Like, and do they actually even know
break
you?
me as an injury wise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like you
which I'm yourself. Like,
yeah, okay. I can kind of
get
agree
it.
with that.
Yeah, you're probably right. But still, like, now it makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, kind of same thing on the track too. Like, you know, someone telling me, you know, I can't do a bunch race. It's more, again, like, the more and more I get told that I couldn't do it, it makes me want to do it.
No,
but,
I
you know,
that.
I also am nervous because, like, I like my space, you know? It's pretty, crashy and, like, you know. Yeah, I've seen just, you know, a few crashes on the track, just not good for the eyes. So
it's not, because it's like once you go down, there's probably somebody else going down. There's splinters. You know, it's just like a whole new form of road rash.
And you ruin your skin suit, and it's just like
skin suit's done. Skin suit's toasted. Yeah, it's
brutal.
Yeah. So like with all that, and like, you know, with all the training and all that good stuff, you know, one thing that I've realized, and I think you've probably realized as well, it's like us as cyclists, we've always kind of been quarantined, I think. But we haven't been traveling. So have you like picked up any other extracurricular activities? I know you're cooking pastries right now. What pastries are you cooking?
Chocolate croissant pastry things.
Chocolate.
I'm from Indiana.
Right on. So chocolate
Yeah.
croissants, and that's
Yeah,
so we're
but no,
making pastries.
this is not a fad. I just want to like, make sure everybody knows that I'm not like, trying to copy or like do what everybody else is doing. I was planning on doing this, so I'm not copying anybody, and I hate like, all these fads going around, especially doing like the Everest challenge and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's doing it. I don't like following and doing things everybody else is doing. So this has nothing to do with anybody else. This is just because I wanted chocolate.
It's because Chloe wants chocolate, and Chloe's gonna make chocolate pastries.
Yeah, and I'm getting cookies from Casey.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, it's like, oh, John started a podcast and he's gotten a world champion on the podcast. I got her on because we are gonna mail her cookies from Casey, and she loves Casey's cookies, so we'll make it work. But rad. So.
But I would have done it no matter what. But the cookies did help,
Yeah. Well, like it was funny because like I shoot you a DM and it's like, hey, are you free to do this? And we can kind of schedule something. And the moment I said Casey's cookies, within like 10 minutes, you're like, yeah, we can do it right now. Like, where do you need me? Like, how does it need to look? What do we need to do? Like, how do we make this happen? It's just like, all right, the power of Casey's cookies are real. But so yeah, so that's super cool. So you're training for Worlds, training for Tokyo. Tokyo for 2021. But past that, like, what do you see after 2021? Like, how do you see this affecting the cycles? Do you think they're going to push the Olympics around, or like, how do you think they're going to do the cycles? Just kind of like,
I don't know. That's hard to say. I mean, I don't think the Olympics, I think, they probably have budgets for, like the Winter Olympics is probably, obviously it's the same, but I'm sure the budgets are, different, and hopefully by then things, especially by next year, if everything goes okay, hopefully things budget wise and sponsors and everything will kind of get back on their feet and things will just get back to normal. I think it's definitely going to take certain things and certain companies and whatever and sponsors to kind of, get back to normal. I know it will take time and stuff, but I think, for the most part, things will hopefully get back to like the regular schedule.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a lot of the sponsors are stepping up. Like if anything, like, some of the sponsors are doing actually pretty well. I know that they had to do like some OTC, like let goes and furloughs just due to sponsorship from like NBC or whatever, being that there's no TV rights or anything for the year.
Yeah.
But, past that, like I think like bike sponsors and cycling, like the cycling world's booming.
Oh yeah, no, bike shops here. I mean, that is the issues though, is like, bike shops are doing so well and stuff, but then like all the what are they called? The places where they make the bikes. Factories. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
All those places are shut down, so it's like it's like everything's sold out, and it's like, what now? So that's a bummer, but
so for sure. So I've always wanted to know this, but what's like the craziest either road race story or time trial story that you have? Like craziest experience. So like you got like Tom Dumoulin that's pooping on the side of a mountain.
I know. So that is so great. I have to poop all the time. Like it's just like I love it. Yeah, and that's like another issue. Is like I'm such a good pooper. Like I poop all the time, and like I even had to poop during my time trial at Worlds. Like it was super stressful.
Just
like
nerves?
The schedule no, but it's just like my schedule gets so messed up when I travel overseas. Like it's just the worst. I need to be better like Danny and eat apples and stuff and just like, let it go. But it's just like it gets so messed up and it's just a bummer. But yeah, let's see my craziest story. I don't know. I wish I could like have something cool.
Nothing too crazy.
No, but I do have a dream of like wanting to throw a water bottle at something or someone. Like if someone
like mid race, you be that guy or that gal who's just like
yeah. I mean, yeah, like I've seen a video of like, I don't know, this moped or whatever they call those things on the guys on the bike that
show you the time gaps. Yeah, the officials.
Yeah, like they get in the way or something happens or whatever. And I saw someone throw a bottle at him. I'm like, that is so funny. I love it. Like, so obviously I don't want to get in trouble for it, but if someone makes me mad, like that's like a goal of mine. I want to throw a bottle at someone.
So yeah, I guess you have to, so all officials out there, you need to give Chloe a good reason to throw a water bottle at you guys, because then not only would you guys be famous, but then she would get that monkey off her back. And yeah, and she probably wouldn't get in trouble because you would have done something to aggravate it to a point where it made sense. Not like, what's that Sky Rider that's just like on a rampage when he gets in trouble, like ripping up his number and whatever else. Have you never heard of that guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't really watch bikes. Was it bikes?
Oh, it's definitely bikes. Yeah, it's the guy from Team Sky. He gets all upset and rips his number up and makes a big scene, gets into tons of fights. Like if he crashes, he's just like in a fight, boom, right off the rip.
That'd be fun.
Muscan. Yeah, Muscan. Yeah.
I like literally know like Peter Sagan, Chris Croom,
John Croom.
Yeah, that's true. John Croom.
I know that guy. He's a pretty cool dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really know bikes. It's fine. I know, like the track people. I know some track people. I could put like faces with the names. And it's nothing against anybody. I just, I ride bikes. I don't live and breathe and want bikes in my life all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Which is crazy to think about, because it's like, it's always funny, like when we have these like motivational meetings and it's like, like we're here because we love bikes and we love what we do and it's our passion. And then you have Chloe in the corner. It's like, no, I'm here to win.
Yeah.
I'm here to win bikes. That's what I'm here to do. Bikes are great. It's fun. You guys are awesome. I love being with you guys, but no.
Yeah, and cookies. Bikes and cookies.
Like literally, yeah, Chloe's debated retiring. Watch, this is going to get fan. Chloe has debated retiring, but Casey's cookies brought her back into the sport. She's like, it. As long as John's here, Casey's cookies will be there, and that means I will stay in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know what? I do have to tell you. So remember that time that we rode together in Colorado, and it was like we just ran into each other, and then like you asked me about how I waved to people or whatever, and I told you I just like flicked my hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the winter here, I have gloves on and it just kind of blends in like black and black with my handlebar tape and whatever. And again, like not that I care about like, what other people say and stuff, but like I got some comments on my Strava and was like, oh, so the USA girl, she didn't wave to me, blah, 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 because I like flick my hand. So like there's so many cyclists here, which is like really, just over the top, which is fine. But like now every time I see someone, I'm like, like over the top.
But I think you also have to rewind. When I asked you that question, it was solely because somebody didn't wave to me and I was frustrated by it, but they like didn't even acknowledge me. They like made eye contact, stared me down, rotated their head as I passed them, and like nothing. And then you said, well, like in their defense, like if I see somebody, I just give them like a hand flick while my hands are still on the bars. But that was solely because you were like, I don't want to crash.
Yeah, that's yeah. If there's bumps and stuff, or if I'm like standing up, I do not take hands off bars. Nope, not today. Nope. And so it's like starting to get warmer out too. So some like I'll start with like arm warmers and stuff. So when I'm trying to take them off, I'm like on my handlebars, like one, like because I can't go no hands. Looks great. Yeah. But no, I do try to wave to people now because I do think of you, and it like does hurt my heart. But then again, like in that situation, it made me think like, that guy probably could have like, because we were probably all in our USA kits or something. So he probably was looking at us and was like, oh my gosh, USA.
Yeah. And see, that's another thing. So it's like when you're in the USA kit, like I almost feel obligated to wave sometimes. And, but then I feel like a complete and utter idiot when I do wave and you just stare at me like I'm some alien. And so it's just like, well, I can't win. So like I don't wave to you, you get mad. If I wave to you, you don't wave back. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And then like my other issues, I like wearing all black or like non like colors that people don't really know who I am or what team or whatever, because like if I do something wrong, like because I just sometimes don't pay attention, and then like I have my earphones in and then there's like a car honking at me and stuff, and I'm like, oh good, glad you can't tell like what I ride for.
Yeah.
So
no, we all make those mistakes though. So it's like one of those things where it's like the last thing you want to do is be, especially at like your status where it's like you make a mistake and it's like that Red Bull Team USA Team 2020 athlete did not wave to me or say hello as I passed by them. And
that's what I'm worried about. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit about cars, like whatever, you know what? Because I'm not really good at riding bikes. Like, so if I crash or whatever, that's fine, great. But like, especially kids, like if I see kids, like I'm like full on, like, oh hi,
Yeah.
Have to
Well,
do it.
we actually had this conversation the other day about waving as well, where it was like, I feel really bad because I started mountain biking. So like I'll go on the mountain bike trails and like there's hikers out there, obviously, and they're with their dogs. And I've come to the point where I don't even say hi to their owners. I'm just like, oh, hey, puppy. Hey,
Yeah,
puppy, how are you?
That's
Like I
funny.
don't even acknowledge the owner. I'm just like, oh, hey, puppy, come here. Yeah, come home. Yeah.
Twins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's pretty much my waving extent as of right now. It's just, if you got a dog, you're probably gonna get waved to. I'm just gonna make that clear.
It's funny. So I was riding back home. I was after a ride or whatever, and like there's like this little lake that I was riding past, and I see this little head coming out. I'm like, shit, is someone drowning? It was a dog, and I'm like almost stopping to pull over to like go save this dog, but the owner was like behind some tree and shit. But I was like, oh my gosh, this dog is just chilling in the water, like. Scared me. I was about ready to jump in with like full clothes and everything.
Would you usually like think the dog was drowning or something?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was nobody around. I'm like, shit, poor thing.
It's so
But
great.
fine.
So great. Well, I don't want to like keep you all night, and yeah, I thank you so much for coming on and doing this podcast with me. It's super cool, and hopefully we can do it in person when you come to Colorado Springs.
In the van, and we can have cookies.
Yeah, we can have
and
cookies,
we can go down by a
milk,
river.
coffee, and we can go down by a river and just hang, and we can bring Casey and the pup.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then we can wave to everybody.
Yeah, it'll be rad. But anyways, thanks so much, Chloe. I appreciate it. And actually, before we sign off, if you could give, because obviously we love the juniors are coming up, and you've won a junior world title. If you could give one tip to a junior, especially in this COVID situation right now, like what's the training tip? What's a tip that you would say that, to a future Olympian, future world champion?
It's a good one. I'd say what I'd want to hear is, I mean, I'm sure it's like obvious or whatever, but it's like, don't let anybody like define what they think you're good at. Like, you do you ride how you want to ride, you figure out on your own what you're good at. Like, don't let someone plan, and you're so young still. Just let
ride.
Just ride. Just let it figure out on its own.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Chloe. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
Thanks guys for watching. If you can, please be sure to subscribe. Cheers.